Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're well and I hope you're all blessed. I don't know if you guys saw a video that I put recently on overthinking and anxiety, and literally I was about to not do this video. And you know what's so funny? In that video I said that I'm about to do this video. So hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. As I just said, as you guys can see by the title, you know what we're talking about today. And this is something that, well, not this particular statement or title in itself, but the discussion of the digital world, social media, and our real life is something that I talk about with my friends quite a lot. So the title should be something like the conflict or the war between social media and my real life. And it's a big war. And I know a lot of people are facing this war to the point where some of us have deleted our Instagrams, have deleted our Twitters. Some of us are no longer active on those platforms. Some of us take breaks and come back. Some of us have, taken a strike. And some of us only use our Finsters. We don't use our main ones anymore. And X, Y, and Z. And it's just a lot. It is something that, if you listen to the video when I was talking about overthinking, that does affect my productivity or the way I relate with the digital world or social media or blah blah blah. And because sometimes I have this love and hate relationship with it, as many other people do, I don't post, or I'm not posting on YouTube, and it's affecting my productivity in that area. So I just want to define the two, because I'm going to be using the word digital world to basically encompass social media and anything else that comes with that world, and then I'll be having the definition of real life basically, and see what these two say. So the definition of the digital world is the availability and use of digital tools to communicate on the internet, digital devices, smart devices, and other technologies. So we're looking at our smartphones, we're looking at any way in which we can communicate on the internet, and that includes platforms such as Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, anywhere where you can even just send a DM and communicate or share your life or post a picture and things like that. TikTok, that's what we're talking about, and I'm just going to use that term to encompass all of it. And the definition of real life, I didn't think there would be a definition on this, but real life is life as it is lived in reality, involving unwelcome as well as welcome experiences, as distinct from a fictional or idealized world. And those two definitions are interesting, because one can actually argue that the digital world comes under real life definition, because there's some real life situations, unwelcome and welcome, which involves the digital world. But we see a lot of people, if you watch Catfish, you see people creating fake profiles on the digital world, and it becomes this fictional sort of thing where they can be who they want to be and do X, Y, and Z on, Facebook, but in reality, they're not who they say they are. So it poses the question for me, which I will ask this question further down, if there is a difference between the two, or if the two kind of come together and stuff like that. But I think we're all trying to figure that out. I said in my previous video, and I feel like I'm going to be relating to it quite a bit in the video about overthinking, I said that sometimes I might not post, or a YouTuber or content creator might not post on social media and on YouTube or whatever. And I've seen where fans who are interested in them might say, oh, what's going on with this person? Are they okay? And blah, blah. And it's like whatever's going on socially, what we see in the digital world almost kind of paints the picture for us of what's going on in their life. Like, oh, maybe something's wrong, or because they're not active on social media or the digital world for that period of time. And it's so interesting how not seeing them on those platforms makes us feel like they're not present. And that's the thing that I'm trying to kind of draw towards, the fact that how active we are in the digital world almost like kind of measures our presence in life, which is kind of scary. I think there's been sort of an overlap or a sort of haze between what's real life and what's not real life because of this digital world. In my opinion, the two should be distinct things. However, I understand where they overlap, and what I hope for is that we can all find a harmony with the two. I think with the scenarios that we've seen happen in real life as a result of the digital world, we see that they definitely do butt heads. At the same time, the digital world has brought about so many careers, jobs, ways of making income, being able to reach your brother here, your sister there, your family overseas. There is so many positives to it that in a positive way has helped kind of bring a harmony between the two worlds, that you do feel connected to someone via a screen. And in some ways is a beautiful thing, but in some ways is also a scary thing. I remember someone saying, I was on I think probably a church service or something like that via Zoom, obviously because of lockdown. And I think someone said, like, you know, make sure you speak to people, but don't just speak to people, your friends, over the phone. Speak to the very people in your homes. And for some of us, like myself, we find ourselves speaking to people online and our friends online and over the phone, that we neglect like human connection and conversation and presence right here in our very homes. I think that we who have been born into this sort of more technological advanced generation or world have the responsibility, or maybe the unfortunate burden, to find a way to navigate between these two worlds and to bring a harmony between the two. Something that I think about is the fact that, you know, when my children come into this world, there'll be even more and better ways of communicating with one online and technology. And I'm thinking, right now we have Instagram, there's going to be something new just like Instagram. Or right now we have TikTok, there will be something better than that when they come about. And how am I going to have them find a way to still be present, run around with your friends, play knock down ginger, play go and look at your friend's house and play football in the park or play with your toys, rather than getting stuck in iPads or communicating with friends online and things like that. I posed a question, like I filmed this video before, I didn't like it, so I refilmed it. Overthinking much. It wasn't actually overthinking, I was actually not articulating myself properly, but I'm trying to now. And this is just a conversation. I have no solution, if I'm being honest. I don't have the answer, but if you guys have something, please do say it in the comment section down below. When I was filming this video before, I posed a question of, can I unfollow you on social media and still be your friend in real life? And why I posed this question is because it was basically summing up everything that I'm saying now, what I was thinking. Some of us, we have an issue with our friends, or we have an issue with someone, or we break up with an ex or whatever, or boyfriend, girlfriend. And after breaking up with them on real life, we go on our social media and we delete pictures and unfollow them. And it's like, we can't lie and say that these two worlds don't seem to coincide somewhere, and we see them almost as the same thing. Because if someone was to break up with someone and they didn't unfollow them or something, it will be deemed as, wow, good thing, like, okay, like they broke up, but it's like they're still trying to pursue their friendship. Why? Because they're still following each other on Instagram. There's people that I follow, I have never seen their content, I've never checked for them, I don't see them, and it's like, that's almost the way our lives has been now with social media. Or we're unhappy in real life, and so we take to our social media and let everyone know that we're unhappy, or we post things that show that, oh, this person isn't happy today. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing, I'm just literally pointing out that it's quite an interesting thing to note. And in my journey of learning how to live with social media and the digital world, these are things that I consider and I think about to find a way to find a balance, because I find that it can be very harmful to, it can be very, people have testified that it's harmful to their mental health, their self-esteem and stuff like that. But for me personally, it's my attention, my time, my energy, literally being on your phone, scroll. Sometimes I might just find myself scrolling through reels because they could be very funny and entertaining, I can't lie. And, you know, an hour has passed and then I'm tired. I don't feel like doing anything else, because I just feel like that's what I've just watched, or that screen has literally drained all my energy. I think it affects our emotional intelligence and our levels of empathy and things like that, because we see things so much, we're getting used to a lot of things, that we can't really give the empathy that I guess some of us would want to. We might tweet or say something like, oh, you know, RIP to this person, but in real life we've literally just tweeted something and put our phone down. Not saying it's a bad thing, just saying what it is. And yeah, on my journey of finding a balance between these things, I think it's things to consider. Have I made these two worlds the same thing? Are they the same thing? Are they actually two separate things? But when I realize what the answer is, how am I to tackle these things? How have you guys been tackling it is something that I would love to know. I know people who take social media breaks, they delete all apps from their phone, or even not just social media, just whatever digital world, whatever breaks, or they just put their phone down for a period of time. I used to do that when I was younger, and I found that it didn't really benefit me because I might take 3 months off, then I'll come back and it's the same thing. I'm seeing the same content that makes me feel overwhelmed at times because it's a lot of content, and I feel pressure to also meet a standard or X, Y, and Z. And so for me, that I kind of put that technique in the bin. I kind of try now. I started doing a thing where I would leave my phone at home, and I'll go about my day and I'll be present. Whatever's going on, I have to be present. But obviously I need my phone because people need to contact me, and that's the way life is right now. And I've just been doing a lot of trial and error. Something that's been aiding me is using my spare time to read rather than using it to look at social media, and trying to only be on social media when I absolutely need to, or where I actually feel like it and it's manageable. So of course I've fallen below that standard so many times. So, but like, you know, if my friend posts something and I want to go and support it, go and support it. If I post something, I'll be on social media for that. Or even texting sometimes can be a drag because I have to be on my phone to reply. But you can't necessarily wait till you see the person to continue a conversation because of how this world is now. You know, we live a distance away from each other. You don't have to write to each other anymore. You don't have to meet each other to have a conversation. But I'm just trying to make sure that the digital world doesn't replace my real life. And if I'm being honest, having so many people around me who are conscious of these things as well, it is a big plus, because it means like if I'm on my phone too long, my friend's gonna tell me, yeah, get off your phone, bro, like, or whatever. And you know, you're always gonna be conscious about these things because your friends are as well. Another thing is, for some of us, we actually keep up with our friends through the digital world, through the updates that they post on social media, through their tweets, through what they say about their jobs, and not just, you know, through face-to-face interaction and stuff like that. Sometimes I think it's unfortunate, sometimes I think it's convenient. So I don't know, it's up to your discretion what you think. But I feel like it takes away the intentionality that we have to bring to build and maintain a friendship or a relationship and X, Y, and Z. And I think it's important not to get so caught up that you're actually using social media to replace those things, a genuine intentionality between friendships. And I think sometimes the digital world does that because it's so convenient. It's so convenient to keep up with each other through it. But I think it's important, I'm sure we all know it's important not to allow it to be a substitute for genuine intentionality, work to actually put in building and maintaining a friendship. So, and I guess especially in this busy world of ours where we're all trying to make it to a certain place or a certain career goal or aspiration, that we can't see our friends all the time, or we're in a time where we have to save because we want to get a car. You can't really go out too tough. You're in a time where you want to save, you want to get married, whatever it may be. We're all entering into that space, and sometimes social media is the most convenient way for you to communicate with each other. Or also, when I say social media now, I'm saying the digital world, including text messages and phone calls and FaceTime and things like that. So social media and my real life will constantly be at war, is what I think. Who's winning right now? My real life is winning. The only conflict, I guess the biggest conflict is the fact that I produce content on social media and on YouTube. Keep being consistent and having to be on those platforms is the only thing that kind of wars with my life more and more. And I guess because people want to reach more people, you have to be more consistent. You have to share more of your life on social media, which I'm not always keen to do. I feel like I've got to a place where social media or the digital world unfortunately doesn't hold I say unfortunate because sometimes I said doesn't hold that importance anymore, and I say unfortunately because sometimes I just cannot reply to a text. But of course, it's good to still communicate and let that person know, I'll reply to you soon, just trying to take a break from my phone or whatever it may be. I haven't done those things of recent, in the sense where, to be honest, I've been able to keep up to date with my text messages or calling people and things like that, and it hasn't felt like a burden. But, you know, it's just important to monitor yourself and make sure that you're not, because sometimes you just feel so overwhelmed and you just feel like, it's not even like you feel upset, it's just like a wave of like energy has just been gone from you because you've just put it all into this one phone call or in social media or in this phone. And yeah, I'm just praying God gives us the grace to continue to deal with the two worlds. So let me know, as I said, do you think that the digital world is separate from real life? Do you think that they can find a harmony? Have you found a harmony? And do you think that they conflict each other or butt heads? How have you been managing with the two? Do you often feel that wave of like just loss of energy after being on your phone or social media or interacting with through the digital world for long? How do you feel? Let me know in the comment section down below, and I hope to see you in another video. God bless you. Bye.